Hey everyone, it's Marco here, back once again from the mycolorscreen channel, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to set up an amazing looking Android lock screen just to complete your phone and make it look truly one of a kind. So let's get to it. Great everyone, so today's lock screen is brought to you by the artist Kwerdenker with his lock screen titled Wolfie, as you can clearly see why. Now this guy has some truly amazing talent, and I definitely recommend that you go and see more of his themes, as he's definitely got some amazing talent that I truly enjoy. And I mean, let's just have a closer look at this lock screen. First up, what stands out straight away and what we really enjoy is that it's very minimal but strikingly bold at the same time. I mean, when you first unlock your phone, you get this immediate picture of this angry, aggressive wolf that's very manly and it's very awesome to look at. But of course you can still change it and the lock screen still keeps its form because of its minimal setup. I mean, having a closer look at this bottom setup, we've got our time and date information there, what song's currently playing, as well as your battery percentage in the form of a bar. And what helps it finish it off is this amazing little unlock slider here that looks really cool, and obviously when sliding across will unlock your phone, bringing to you whatever awesome home screen that you currently have. As you can see, I've also set up the author's home screen, but I'm not going to get too much into that. So if you'd like to know how to set up that lock screen, let us begin with today's video tutorial. Great, so part 1, what apps and resources that you'll be needing in order to complete this very setup. And number 1 will definitely be WidgetLocker, as that is the lock screen app that we were using, as well as ZooperWidget Pro in order to import those custom templates such as that time and date information widget that you saw at the bottom. Next up will definitely be media utilities, as that allows you to display song information within ZooperWidget. And last but not least, a good file explorer such as ES File Explorer, as this is very easy to copy and paste files into their specific locations. Once you have all the apps down, the resources that you'll be needing, check in the link in the description below. It comes with a little zip file which you then want to extract and copy onto your phone. Next up, you want to open this folder where you've pasted everything. As you can see, here's all your necessary resources, and the most important one will definitely be your Wolfie lock screen, as that's the WidgetLocker lock screen template, but you're still welcome to copy and paste the rest just to add some variety to your lock screen, or if you want to add them to your home screen. Now you want to just select them all, select copy, and you want to go back into your main SD card directory, now into your ZooperWidget folder, and then into your templates folder. And from here you just want to select paste, and you just want to basically just paste them all into the specific location so that ZooperWidget knows where to look for them. And that's pretty much that done for copy and pasting files into their different locations. As all you want to do now is to go into your Wolfie folder once again, and this folder over here comes with all your custom sliders. As you can see, that was just a white one that I slid across, but if you just want to have some variety in terms of color, then here you go. There's a whole bunch to choose from, but say I just want to go for the white one, I'm just going to select it. Make sure that you have WidgetLocker installed as you want to select it. Now there's two options to choose from here, either install and add or install only. You can go for install only. It is recommended, as you don't want to add it straight away to your lock screen, as you want to change it around first. But if that doesn't work for you, select install and add, and it'll just basically add it directly onto your lock screen, and then you can always just edit it from there. So I'm just going to be selecting install. It now puts it into your WidgetLocker folder, which is awesome. And that is all of our cutting and pasting done. And then the last thing that you want to do before jumping into your WidgetLocker setup is to open media utilities. Go into your options either at the top here if you're using a Nexus device, or just at the bottom into your options. Go into your settings right now, and when you want to scroll a bit down, then make sure that in the application integration menu that all of these are enabled. For example, Zooper, minimalistic text, UCCW, just enable all of them. It doesn't hurt at all. And you also want to scroll down and make sure that these are enabled. Your use alternative data collection, attempt direct control, make cover art available, and then send song progress. Just pretty much make sure that everything is enabled, just to make sure that media utilities works with ZooperWidget. So that's all of our settings done right now. As next up, we can jump straight into our WidgetLocker settings. Great, so next up we're going to be editing our WidgetLocker setup. So we're just going to select the WidgetLocker app, and it'll bring up whatever your lock screen may currently look like. If it's very default, it's awesome because it looks ugly, and you can now edit it from here. All you want to do is to hold down on each one of the widgets, select remove, or if you want, you can just hold down on it and drag it into the bin at the bottom. But you want to make sure that you have a completely blank slate ready for your setup. You want to select the little options icon here at the top right hand side, just like that, and it brings up your WidgetLocker settings. Next up, you want to make sure that WidgetLocker is on, and from here you want to jump into your look and feel. definitely want to make sure that alternative wallpaper is enabled, as now you can now select your wallpaper, either going into your preferred gallery app or wherever else that you want to find it. But it's basically just this wolf wallpaper that you want to stretch across. But as long as it's pretty much touching the side, you just want to select OK, and it's now going to set up your wallpaper quick and simple. Next up, your background tint. You can tint it a bit, but I prefer to leave it on completely the left hand side, so it just gives you more of that striking effect. And from here you want to go into your layout, and this is quite important. If your anchor is chilling in the middle like this, you want to drag it all the way to the bottom, as well as deselect automatically determine grid size, so that you can now bump up your grid size and make it, I think a 12 by 12 seemed to work out pretty well for me, but that's entirely up to you. But for some reason, bigger grid size seems to always work out the best. You want to scroll a bit more down, definitely make sure that hide notification bar is enabled. That's this one at the top, as it just kind of gets in the way and it just looks a lot better without one in a lock screen. So you want to just go back now. Last but not least, you want to go into your advanced settings, as the ones that you definitely want to have enabled is widget overlap, and that helps a lot as there is going to be some overlapping to be done. And from here, a lot of people always complain that when you select the menu button, it just unlocks your phone straight away. So a workaround for that is to go into your home helper right now and have these three enabled: home helper component, home helper, block home, and then finally block home in other apps. And then one last thing, and this helped me tremendously, so it may even work for you. For some reason with my Nexus 5, using WidgetLocker was a pain. Trying to unlock it just always brought me to the stock lock screen, and I pretty much could never get it into WidgetLocker. So what I did here in the advanced settings, you can see the first one, I know it's kind of obvious, but it says disable stock lock screen. And if you just select this little question mark right here, it will give you the option to use easy awake mode, I think it's called, but please use it at your own risk, as I'm not too sure what the problems are, but I'm not too sure if it is a good thing or not, especially if you have, say, a pin enabled for your stock lock screen. So other than that, that's all of your WidgetLocker settings complete. There we go, you should have a completely blank slate ready to add in your ZooperWidget and custom slider. Great, so we're going to first be adding in our ZooperWidget. Very easy to do. We just simply need to hold down on your lock screen, select widgets right now, scroll all the way to the bottom and select ZooperWidget Pro. It doesn't really matter what size you go for, as we're just going to be resizing it anyway. So if I hold down on it, select resize, and it's somewhat of trial and error. I think I had to resize it around this type of size, and if I select it right now, it'll bring up my ZooperWidget configuration here. Next up, I want to select my SD card, because remember we pasted our ZooperWidget template into our ZooperWidget templates folder, and here it is. You want to look for the one here titled Wolfie lock screen. If we select it, I think that looks pretty good. Let's just go back, see what that looks like, and I think that'll do for now. Now that's pretty much your ZooperWidget complete. Make sure that, remember that your media utilities has been set up, otherwise no song information will be displayed at the bottom while music is playing. But the last thing that we want to do is to add in our custom slider. We can simply hold down on the lock screen, select custom slider, which will bring up our custom slider menu. If you select your theme options right here, scroll pretty much to the bottom and select pull it white, which is what it's called, and as you can tell here it is popped up, but it looks slightly different. We want to get rid of this one on the right, so if we just select it or hold down on it and swipe it to the left and then select disabled, bam, it is now gone. Now what we want to do is to configure this one. It may look good here, but I'll just show you right now. If I select done, let me just resize it. As you can see, it looks a bit funky dunky because it's got that default icon over it, which looks terrible. So we just want to hold down on it, get back into our editor here, and if we swipe it across, it's now being selected, and we want to jump into our icon tab, select our gallery, and then from here you just want to select that blank PNG that comes bundled with that resources pack that you've hopefully downloaded. No cropping is necessary, you just need to select save, which will now fix it for you, and if you select done, there it is, like that. Looks a whole lot better, and we can just resize it so that it is next to our little information right there, and you can just check to see if it works. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. You may have noticed that you don't want to get it too much on your left hand side, otherwise it brings up your quick jump to apps, but you can always just disable that setting if you want. But I think that's the lock screen complete, guys. You can tell it. Let's just test it out. I'm gonna lock my screen and then unlock it, and bam, there it is. I think that looks fantastic. And you are welcome to set up the artist's home screen that looks like this. It is very similar, but it's got these awesome looking Zooper widgets that you can of course apply to different wallpapers, and it still looks fantastic. So other than that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, as well as please subscribe to the mycolorscreen channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to check out our various social communities. We're on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and even Instagram. We're just trying to help you guys out as much as possible when it comes to Android customization. And last but not least, don't forget to check out mycolorscreen's official one-click theming launcher titled Theme Beta. As you can see, I'm using it right now. And all you have to do is to, say, browse a theme or create your own. And if you enjoy it, all you have to do is select it, select apply, and then within seconds, literally seconds, you can apply an amazing looking Android home screen with ease without any hassle whatsoever. So other than that, thank you very much guys for watching. Marco here from the mycolorscreen channel, and as always, don't stop customizing.